Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. You might have previously known me as the real Bobby Munson, but there's been a little change of plans. You're now looking at the boss Bobby Munson, and you're looking at an all new Ring Respect Radio. So for those of you who have followed me in the past with Ring Respect Radio, you're already a subscriber. Thank you for coming back. I know it's been a long time since I've been here. I would have been back in January. In fact, the last time that you saw this face on screen. Anyway, a lot's changed since then, and a lot of reasons why a hiatus was in order for me here at Ring Respect. And a whole new attitude altogether. I'm an all new Bobby, it's an all new year, and things are about to pick up. We're vamping here at Ring Respect Radio. I wanted to make sure that all new equipment was in store here for the revamp of Ring Respect Radio as well too. So for the first time ever, you're actually hearing the recording on the Yeti microphone, the Blue Yeti microphone, which was one of the investments. Got a brand new computer for doing all this work on, all the editing as well too. So a lot of changes in terms of the technology, finally getting that upgrade that's been much needed here on Ring Respect Radio. But why the name change? Why the attitude change, you might be asking yourself. Well, you know what? Sometimes it just happens. And let me tell you how things can just happen. What I've been up to lately, I had a little bit of health issues that I had to deal with. So something that I've been taking care of, and something that I really strongly recommend anybody out there. Don't try to be a tough person. If you are experiencing any sort of health issues, go and see somebody about it and take care of yourself, because that is most important. That is number one, in fact. Number one thing is to take care of yourself. So if you're facing any health issues, make sure you go and take care of that health of yours. Second thing, big thing in my life is actually I just got engaged. Yes, Bobby Munson is going to be entering married life. So the longtime love of my life, Shauna, and I will be getting married. We are now engaged. So big announcement there from Bobby Munson. The other wonderful thing I've been up to is I have been back at writing. So anybody who maybe has had an opportunity to talk to me, had a chance to get to know me, knows that kind of my humble beginnings a few years ago, I started off doing writing of articles. There was an opportunity for me to write for a company called Cultured Vultures. I took that opportunity and I ran with it. It's kind of how I got my foot in the door with HIW as well too. For those of you who know my work with HIW, happened along the lines of my article writing. So I have been back to article writing as of late. The company that I am now writing for, Pro Wrestling Post. So go and check out Pro Wrestling Post, you guys, and also check out my articles if you haven't seen those floating around. I've been doing a lot of coverage of companies within Australia, New Zealand, Germany, and also going to have a couple of surprises for the Canadian fans as well too, coming up here soon as well. So check out those. There's a lot of fun there, a lot of great things that I've learned from those companies as well too, being able to watch their product and be involved. So just right now, a big shout out to everybody who I have been looking at do and writing articles about. So all my friends at Riot CityWrestling, PWA Black Label, Southern Pro Wrestling in New Zealand, and also WXW in Germany. Cheers to the whole lot of you, and cheers to the entire wrestling community. So you might be looking at me going, okay, Bobby, what's the scoop? You've been teasing big things, talking a lot of talk. What's going on, Bobby? What's the big news that you've got going on in your life? When are we going to see the return of Bobby Munson in professional wrestling? Well, guess what? You're going to find out a few things right about now. Because a lot of you know I've worked hard for quite some time. My writing eventually developed into an opportunity to work within HIW, Wildside Wrestling. So for a long time, many of you know I was the creator of Wildside TV. I was filming the shows, editing them together. I was getting those things put together, sometimes often putting them together over a weekend so that I could get to the recording part where I go sit down with Papa Smokes and do some recordings. So you know what? It takes a lot out of your life and stuff to be able to create this. But I love doing it because I love doing it for you, the fans. You guys make it worthwhile. I enjoyed getting to do all that and getting to meet all of you. But there comes a point when you start to just break down a little bit. And that's what I did back in January. I just had been burnt out. It was a lot of work being put onto me, a lot of work that I was trying to do for the benefit of everybody else, and never quite so much for the benefit of Bobby. Where was Bobby's benefit? Yes, I was the commentator. Yes, I was known as being around the shows, but where's my benefit? Did you ever once hear Ring Respect Radio mentioned within the confines of HIW? When were you last sat at an HIW show and heard about Bobby Munson as featured on Ring Respect Radio? No accolades were ever given to me. In fact, I was treated like I was nothing more than just the video guy. Just the video guy, huh? That's what they think of me? Well, guess what, guys? Just the video guy's got a whole new attitude, and he's got Wildside under hostage. That's right. I've still got footage from the previous 2 outings of Wildside TV that have not yet made its way into episodes. In fact, you can catch some of those matches right here on Ring Respect Radio, where we're going rogue. That's right. Bobby Munson is going rogue wrestling. Rogue wrestling right here on Ring Respect Radio. I'm going to be at the shows. I'm going to film those shows. And I'm going to put them right here on my channel until one of 2 things happens. One, I get paid dividends, and I'm talking a large sum. I'm holding out big time for all my work. Either that, or I'm asking for the one thing that I called for a long time ago that should have been given to me, and it should have been mine. And I'm telling you what, the entire Munson Mafia out there in internet land was praying for it too. BM for GM, that's right, Bobby Munson in the GM role, currently held by Mike McGuire. And I know Mike McGuire doesn't want to give up his spot as the GM of Wildside Wrestling, but let me tell you what, in his time under Wildside GM, there have been more issues than there have been solutions. And under the watch of someone as sophisticated as the boss Bobby Munson, those issues wouldn't have happened. So you want your show back? Guess what? I'm not hard to find. And I know that you got a war on your hands already with CWE coming in. But guess what? Bobby's at war too. And he's got the ultimate prize. He's got the footage that you want to have. And unfortunately for you, you ain't getting it unless you give Bobby what Bobby wants. And that you can take straight to the bank. So that's the deal when it comes to HIW. But I'm going to let you in on another secret when it comes to HIW, because many of you know me as the smart ass talking guy on there that's down talking a lot of the superstars. And let me tell you something. As much as I might down talk the odd person inside the ring, I'm doing it because I want to light a fire up under their asses. I want them to be a better version of themselves, but I damn well respect everything they do inside the squared circle. I respect the fans who pay their hard-earned money to come to the shows. I respect the people who take the time on social media to comment, to share videos, to let people know about the product. Those are the ones I respect. But the ones who are just along for a little bit of a ride, thinking that they're going to get some sort of glory and fame for what they're doing, well, those people are just kidding themselves. And they don't understand what's been truly going on this whole time. You might say that I've got a secret I've been hiding under my skin. Soon all will be revealed, but all in due time. In the meantime, like I said, the show is held hostage until I get what I want and what I deserve. See, the reason I'm doing this too, folks, is because I came in and gladly supported doing this type of work. I was happy to be a part of the team, to be a part of all of this magic that happens. But you know what happens? People start taking you for granted. I spent countless hours making videos for last year's Spring Meltdown entrance videos, the likes of which one didn't even get used. Isn't that right, Mr. McGuire? One didn't get used after all that hard work I put into it. Why would that be? I don't know. Maybe the fans should ask you why that didn't happen. Why would you take that opportunity away from me, huh? It's a really good question. A lot of doors get shut in your face, and a lot of people don't want to necessarily be on your side when it comes to this world of professional wrestling. And despite what you guys might think, despite what I've said in the past before, you want to know who opened a door for me when it came to the professional wrestling world? LS Sino did. And despite our differences, he let me in. You want to know who else did a lot for me in this business? Taught me to be a better version of myself, just like I'm trying to do to each and every one of you out there? Mr. Dice Steele. Of course he did. Who am I kidding? I might talk smack about these two individuals, but I do it out of love in a sense. They taught me everything I know, and I owe them for everything I've become. So that is my whole story when it comes to my role in professional wrestling right now. Another big piece of news I want to tell you guys about is that Papa Smokes and I have been talking, yes, Ring Respect Retro coming back right away too. So look forward to the return of Ring Respect Retro coming back, where Mr. Papa Smokes and I do new school commentating on the old school classics. So you get to learn a lot about wrestling from the past. It's a wonderful show. And another big announcement coming your way. Yes, we've discussed it. Plans are in the works. Still a lot to go before we make a debut of it, or, a lot to figure out as well too. But this is exciting news. The Great Wrestling Debate is going to be coming right here on Ring Respect Radio. Yes, a brand new show that we've created here on Ring Respect Radio called The Great Wrestling Debate. It's going to include people from within the wrestling community, fans, wrestlers, people who work behind the scenes, and what it is going to be a show like no other. Actually, you know what? It's a show like many others. I am just taking this idea and putting it on the wrestling community. The show is going to have two people competing, one on either side of the table. 5 questions in the world of wrestling. In that, the first person to hit 3 will be declared the winner of the show. How it will work, we will have a host, most likely myself or various other hosts throughout the seasons, and we will have 2 additional judges as well too. There is going to be a total of 3 judges to make sure that all is fair in judging. There will be no bias in this whole thing. We will have rankings, we will have competitions, tournaments, whatever it takes to take this thing to the next level. So if you figure you're going to be someone who wants to get on board with this and you're in our area, we live here in Saskatchewan, you want to get involved with the Great Wrestling Debate, well, reach out to me. Make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below, because we would love to have you on board, or maybe as a competitor as well too. So a lot of great things that you can do for the Great Wrestling Debate when it launches either later this year or early in 2020. Look forward to that coming up soon, right here on Ring Respect Radio. Now, as for the wonderful world of wrestling out there, I want to take this show one last thing today, and it's going to be my topic of choice. And my topic of choice this week is going to be one that's kind of blown up the entire internet right now, and that is the return of Bray Wyatt. Somebody who I was definitely a fan of the gimmick that he had going for himself upon his go in WWE and everything like that. So what do I think of the new gimmick that debuted this week? The Firefly Funhouse. Well, let me tell you what I think about this whole thing. I think that it's quite intriguing. It's great in a sense because, you know what, it debuted, and it got people talking, which is one of a good signs of something magical within wrestling. I mean, if it can get you talking, then it's obviously done the work that it's supposed to do. So that is definitely a strong sign for Bray Wyatt. Is it a complete changeover from what he was doing? I want to go ahead and say probably not 100%. I mean, we have not seen a total unveil. He's talking in this good sense. He's a changed man. He's cleaned up, but there's a lot of signs of darkness still there. One thing I did notice too, the gloves, where you've got the one that says hurt and the one that I believe says mercy or something like that, or heal. I believe it's heal and hurt. Yes, that's the 2 words on those gloves. And at one point, Bray holds the hurt glove up to his face, and you hear a scramble of talking, it seems. And then after that is when he pulls out the chainsaw and chops down the old version of himself. Now, is there going to be some sort of split personality, the hurt side of Bray Wyatt and the healer side of Bray Wyatt? Two different sides of the man that get talked to. He's split between both worlds. Is he good? Is he bad? Is the hurt side going to dominate and cause pain? Is the healing side going to bring healing to those who need it? A lot of questions come up with this character, which is a wonderful thing because it keeps us interested and it keeps us wanting to tune in. So definitely we're going to want to tune in to Monday Night Raw tomorrow night on Monday and see exactly what this unveil is. We're going to want to find out what happens in the next edition of the Firefly Funhouse. So Bray Wyatt, kudos to you on a wonderful start to this promo. Hopefully this thing goes somewhere magical. We know his work with Matt Hardy was just prior to this, and we know Matt Hardy probably the king of turning a very bizarre character into something special. So hopefully some of that's been inflicted onto Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt is going to bring us something magical and special with this particular character. I like him. He's got a big dude look. He looks menacing and dangerous with this new look as well too. So I very much look forward to seeing what's going to come about from this particular character from Bray Wyatt. So that's going to be for the choice moment of the week here on Ring Respect Radio. I just want to say thank you to all of you for tuning in once again, and hopefully we can turn Ring Respect Radio into something way more special this time around. I'm going to be going on screen with things, so you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of me, and hopefully you in the wrestling community want to reach out. Leave comments in the comment section below, thumbs up the video, and go ahead and click the subscribe button down below, turn on the notifications as well. You'll know anytime we release new material here on Ring Respect Radio. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and if you're not down with the boss, well, guess what? The boss is going to get you munted.